The explosion of new coronavirus cases in Texas is translating into immediate political pain for President Trump. A new Dallas Morning News poll finds that just 38% of Texas voters are pleased with the president's handling of the virus, while an overall majority, 52%, disapprove. And while those numbers may or may not concern the president, the top line number from that same poll almost certainly will. Trump currently trails Joe Biden by 5 points in Texas. It's not a national poll. This is not a swing state poll. In the headline, it calls it Red Texas. This latest poll is not an outlier, by the way. The Real Clear Politics average of all Texas polls currently has Biden and Trump tied. At the national level, the president's historically weak standing at this stage in the race has some Democrat strategists urging Biden to go big and try to expand the map in states like Georgia, Ohio, and Texas. What's more, the president's bungling of the virus response has Republican senators avoiding any mention of him in their campaign ads, while his drop in the polls has Democrats salivating about their chances of taking back the upper chamber. Asked today whether Republicans would hang on to the Senate, Senator Mitch McConnell could muster only that he was hopeful that they would. Now, tomorrow, voters in Texas, Maine, and Alabama head to the polls for primary contests with direct implications for control of the Senate in November. Let's start in Texas. Democrats are going to select a Senate challenger to take on the Republican incumbent, John Cornyn. While Cornyn ultimately remains favored to hold his seat, his recent comments about not knowing whether children can catch the coronavirus at the same time that his state reported that over 500 kids have tested positive isn't helping him. In Alabama, another red state that has seen a recent surge in coronavirus cases, Republicans will choose between former college football coach and Trump-endorsed candidate Tommy Tuberville on the left and Trump's former attorney general turned foe, Jeff Sessions. The winner's going to take on the Democrats' most vulnerable incumbent, Doug Jones, who pulled off a shocking victory in 2017. In Maine, Democrats will choose a Senate candidate to take on vulnerable incumbent Susan Collins. The current frontrunner in the Democratic primary, Maine House Speaker Sarah Gideon, currently leads Collins in public polling. In seeming a little vulnerable this early, Susan Collins has company. Polls show Republican senators are also facing tough races in Colorado, Arizona, Iowa, North Carolina, and Montana. Trump won Montana by 20 points 4 years ago. In the Montana Senate race, a new poll today finds the popular governor and Democratic challenger Steve Bullock leading the incumbent by 2 points. Meanwhile, the latest Senate poll out of Arizona shows the Democratic challenger Mark Kelly beating Republican incumbent Martha McSally by 4 points, which might not be surprising considering the Republican-led state has continued to set all the wrong records for coronavirus.